Hopefully I'm not flashing y'all. This is literally my third or fourth time recording this video, so bear with your girl. Hello, I'm Judi the Organizer. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, welcome. I'm Judi, your go-to guru for all things declutter, organization, creating aesthetically pleasing spaces, and most importantly, doable tips that you can do at home. So today is a special video because I am launching my new series, Judi Transforms Your Spaces, or Judi to the Rescue. Let me know which name I should go with. Anywho, and basically this series is going to showcase you guys' spaces. So basically, if you have a cluttered space that you need help with, you can send me a photo and then I will dissect it and then of course give you some tips that you can use and implement in your home ASAP. So with that said, let's get right into the video. But before we do, your girl needs to get a little bit comfortable because this may take a while. I do this. Oh, this dress. So today we're going to be diving into one of you amazing viewers, and the viewer is Monica from Austin, Texas. By the way, I love Austin. I miss Austin. It's been a minute. Anywho, so Monica just moved into her home about a year ago, and her challenge is her small main closet. So basically this closet sits in her main bedroom and she doesn't know what to do with it. It's small, and at this point it's become a place she just throws her stuff into. But we no longer do that anymore because I'm gonna give you some tips that you can implement in your space today. So let's get right into it. All right, so take a look at Monica's space. As you can see, her space is actually not that cluttered. It just seems like there's no direction or functionality in the space. So let's go ahead and break it down. We've got clothes hanging on the rods, on both rods. There's two rods. Seems like there's one for like your dresses and then the other for everything else. You also have two shelves. You have, it looks like on the left side, there's an iron. There's also a neck piece and some head pieces possibly. And then on the other side, the right side, you have your jewelry and then you have some rollers. I'm assuming the rollers don't belong in there because you can possibly put them in your bathroom, but let's just assume you don't have space in there as well. So they need to be in here. So the key for tackling the space is not to see what it is, but what it can become. All right, so let's get into the plan. So first things first, step one, you're gonna take everything out. Because you have a small space, I would suggest you take everything out and lay it out outside of your closet. If you were working with a larger space, I would probably suggest that you should work in sections. Sections make it less overwhelming as you are decluttering, categorizing, all that great stuff. And the last thing you need to do is get overwhelmed. But because you have a small space, you're gonna take everything out. You need to see what you have, you need to make decisions easily and quickly, and you need to get it done. So step number two is to purge. This is a decluttering phase. You need to get rid of items you no longer value, you no longer want, no longer fit you, are worn, look ugly on you, you just can't stand. Someone gave it to you and you just been holding on to it because you feel bad to let it go. Not anymore. You need to get rid of those items because you no longer need to be holding on to things that you don't love or like. Or need, because some of us need our work clothes even though we don't like it, but we need it. So the easiest rule to go with when it comes to decluttering is the 1 year rule. If you haven't used it in 1 year, get rid of it. I like to say 2 years because there are some items we just don't use within a year. And sometimes it takes 2 years for us to wear that gown or that blazer or those shoes. At least it's been for me. So yes, 2 years. And again, ask yourself these questions. Does it fit me? Have I worn it in the last 1 or 2 years? Does it look good on me? Do I feel comfortable in this dress? Do I feel the best in this dress, in these shoes, in these pants? Does it have holes? Can someone else benefit from using these clothes? These are just questions you can ask yourself as you are trying on your items or even just talking to your items. And of course, at the end of the day, make sure you thank your items. Thank them for serving you, thank them for being there for you when you needed them, but then let them go. And as you let them go, you can create a pile and you just put all the items you want to let go. If you do find it difficult to let go of items, you can hold on to them for about a week or two, and that's it. If you don't see yourself going to that pile or the bag of items, then you should probably let it go. If you do see yourself doing that, you probably need to question why you're doing that before you take them out and put them back in your space. Remember, A lot of times the items that we do have in our space are things that we don't even use or value. The only reason why we're still holding on to them is because of the sentimental value. But once we understand why we're keeping something and what that thing really is to us and how it can bring value into someone's life, then it will make it a lot easier for you to let it go. By the way, I have my iPad in front of me, so I'll be scrolling back and forth, looking at the photos, but I digress. All right, so step number 3 is to categorize. This is a very important step because you need to know what you have. So this is when you combine your like items, you combine the items that fall in the same event, maybe you combine them color by color. This is when you, again, see what you have, see the different type of items you have, or see the same type of items you have, but you need to see what you have. I like to do this after purging because sometimes you think you've purged enough until you see that you still have 5 dresses that look the same. So in the categorizing phase, you can also purge, of course. Again, it makes it a lot easier to see what you have in its entirety, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to get rid of those items that you have in doubles, triples, or quadruples. And again, you're going to be doing this outside of the closet. We're not going to bring your items into the closet until it's time to organize it. Keeping them outside of the closet makes it a lot easier to see. But if you did have a larger space, a larger closet, I would probably suggest that you work in sections and do this step in sections. All right, let's go on to the next step. So step number 4 is to find a home for your items that will be going back into the closet. So either you can do this outside or inside your closet. It really just depends on you. But when you do so, make sure you create different designated spaces for your items. So for example, you already have your dresses on the right because it seems like the closet rod is at the highest and that's where your long items will sit. So I would suggest you stick with that. But because you've categorized them, or you're going to categorize them, they're going to sit on the closet rod a lot differently than they were sitting before. On the left side, it seems like you had everything everywhere. So if you were to look for a certain top, you probably would have to look on both rods. We do not want that anymore, of course. We want you to look in one area and one area only. So let's say, for example, you want your tops to sit in the front on the top rod. You want your skirts to sit in the front on the bottom rod, maybe your pants next to the skirts and your jeans next to that. And maybe on the top rod, you're gonna have your sweaters sit next to your tops and then your jackets sit to the back of that. What you're doing is creating a system so when you walk into your closet and you're looking for some jeans, you know exactly where you need to go rather than looking on all of your closet rods. You want one place and one place only to look so that you save time and you're not wasting your time looking for what to wear. We do not want to waste time. That is a no-no in my book and hopefully in your book. We don't waste time. We only spend our time on things that we love to do. All right, so let's talk about those shelves. So first of all, you have shelves in your closet, which is great. I have come across some closets that don't have any shelves. So your shelves are a staple. So we're gonna be using those shelves. So you already have things that sat on your shelves, and what we can do now is, of course, designate spaces for said items, which means we're going to be bringing in some organizing products by way of bins. Bins are great because they hold your items and they create division, because if you were to designate your winter accessories to a bin, you know that your winter accessories are in said bin. So in your closet, you do have some jewelry. I would suggest that you add your jewelry to a bin if that's the only place it can go and you have no other place for it outside of the closet. The easiest way to organize that jewelry is to place them in some type of jewelry organizer, like flat jewelry organizer like these, and then place them into a bin. For me, that's the easiest way to do it and the least expensive way. So for the other item that sits next to it, it looks like you had some rollers. So maybe your hair products will be going in your closet because you don't have room for it in your bathroom. I would suggest that you designate, why can't I say that? I would suggest that you designate bins to your hair products or to your rollers so that you know for sure where to find them when you need them. Very, very important. And then on the left side, you would pretty much do the same. So it seems like you had your iron there, but we're not going to just put an iron in a bin. We're going to do something else. But on the right of that, you had your head pieces, it looks like, or some neck pieces, some beautiful pieces, by the way, and they can also sit in bins. So let me give you some professional tips that I would give my clients or even use in my home. So I already suggested that you should add some organizing bins to your shelves. I would suggest you add about 4 to 5 on each shelf. Yes. And if you wanted to create a more aesthetically pleasing space, I would say to make sure that those bins all look the same or very similar. You want to walk into your closet and you want it to look very symmetrical, at least that's the kind of spaces I like to create. And when everything looks the same, as far as are the same color or a very similar color, your space starts to look symmetrical and it looks very clean and put together. When you're working in a small space, that's very important because it's very easy to clutter up a small space. So adding bins are essential for those shelves. On those bins, add labels. Y'all already know how important labels are to me. I have labels everywhere around my house. It's essential. Even if I know what goes in a bin, I have a label on top of it. Even if that bin is clear, I don't care. There's a label on it. Your girl loves labels. Oh, and for your iron, I would suggest that you use your vertical spaces. We're gonna use vertical spaces in here because we have a small space. So use that door. Start using your door, people. Your door is a great place to add a lot of things to it, but we're gonna be adding an iron organizer to your door. There are so many options out there. These are a few that I like, and it also holds an ironing board and even starch. Yes, I said starch. So your iron will now sit on the door. So when you open up your closet, you don't see an iron. No, you see bins. And also, you have a beautiful wall right in front of you. I think that is so beautiful because you can really use that wall. Use up your walls, guys. Use them up, especially if you're working in a small space. For you, Monica, I would suggest that you add shelves. I didn't see that you had shoes in your closet, but let's assume that you would like your shoes to go in your closet. Add about 5 to 6 shelves on that wall and designate them for your shoes. Also, I didn't see handbags. You can also designate your handbags to said shelves. And now you can walk into your closet and it looks like a boutique. It just makes me so excited. So you have your wall of shoes, you have your handbags on your shelves, and you also have your 2 shelves that are already there and they are displaying beautiful organizing bins. I mean, I can already visualize this. Only if I can come to your house and do it. Let's say you don't want the shelves and maybe your shoes are going to be sitting somewhere else. I would suggest that you still continue to use said wall and add some hooks. 3M has a lot of beautiful hooks that are really aesthetically pleasing and will go in any space. And you can add like 6 to 9 hooks on that wall, and you can house all of your hats, your neck pieces, even your jewelry, scarves, necklaces. I said jewelry, didn't I? What else can you house? Literally anything that can hang. Your caps, your workout attire. You can really hang a lot of things. So if you don't want to go the shelf route, there are so many places you can find inexpensive shelves, by the way, like IKEA, Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, the Container Store. These are stores that are here in Houston, and I'm sure they're in Austin because we're literally like 2.5 hours. We are really close. I need to see if I can get to your space, but anywho, we're really close. So I'm sure the same stores are in your city as well. But use that wall. You don't have to spend too much. You just need, a few dollars and you can really transform your space. And with those shelves that you'll be adding, maybe you should definitely let them go from the ceiling to the bottom. Oof, that will really give it that look. And of course, add storage. First of all, thank you so much, Monica, for sending in your photos. You are such a brave soul to do so, and you are the first one on this series. So thank you so much for doing that. And I hope that you are able to use some of the tips that I provided to you today and transform your space and create a beautiful closet that you love. So thank you, girl. All right, guys, I want to see your transformations as well. So if you end up transforming your space using the tips that I provided Monica today, use the hashtag JudyTheOrganizer_challenge. And what I'll do is feature some of you guys' spaces in the next episode. All right. Again, send me your photos, guys. Let me dissect it and provide you guys with some real-time tips that you can implement in your home right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little different and maybe a little long, but I want to be able to connect with you guys more, and I think this is a great way to do so. I do have some other ideas that hopefully will be launching soon that is very engaging and interactive and helps us connect and most importantly create community. So again, thank you for watching this video, and as always, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hopefully you did not see inside my shirt. It's actually a dress. If you did,